Now we're live in this quiet
So,
bar because everyone's out
quiet
because of
bar, it's closed
coronavirus. Whoops, we're already
from each other.
demonetized. You did it.
Oh, really?
I mean,
In our game,
possibly. I
huh?
didn't see it, so it's probably.
Probably.
Oh, okay. So
Feet
we
away from
have,
each other.
yeah, we got the social distancing down, so we're good.
We don't have masks, but neither of us coof. So,
That's the most important thing is that we're not coofing, but instead
we
it's
don't
just
have symptoms.
yeah, there's no I thought I might have had it last week. The test came back. I am negative for the COVID-19, the novel coronavirus.
Shame you were positive for everything else.
Um Unfortunately, it does probably burn when I pee a little bit. Just
Just a little bit.
gotta there's something for that, I think. Oh, where do we start? We have a lot of topics to go over
Well,
since
I guess we can start on the absolute madness that has been the past 2 weeks. The reason we didn't have a stream 2 weeks ago was I was out of town. I was
mm-hmm.
in the woods. Was setting up a high frequency shot. With high frequency, you can go places. As far as distance, as far as reach for radio communications, you can go places. We were shooting from in a woods in Wisconsin down to the East Coast. It was a beautiful shot, a wonderful shot. It was a successful shot because we grounded our equipment properly. Most people don't do that. And grounding, they don't even know what grounding is. They know ground is on the ground, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't know about grounding
Ground, you have to ground the wires, the
and
open
how it
circuits.
enhances your radio experience by grounding properly. So as this shot is unfolding, it was before we even went up there. I became aware that there were some concerns about the novel coronavirus. And I said to myself, well, are we calling this off? We've got a bunch of people coming in. Are we going to call this off? We didn't call it off. Of course not. Why would you call it off? We brought in people from across the Midwest, threw them all into buses, and we went north to set up
Mm-hmm.
this stuff. Just say I was in screaming hysterics the entire time. As soon as we got up there, whenever someone so much as coughed, because it was cold out, everyone was working hard, it was cold, so of course people were going to
Of course.
cough. Everyone kind of like gave each other like worried glances just to get eyes on who did it.
Yeah, that's
You know,
that's,
who
that's
did
the
it?
natural reflex at this point. Is when you hear someone cough or sneeze, you're looking around. You're
You
like,
know?
who's doing it? I don't want to die
So the snow
today.
was coming down. Snow was coming down. We were all bundled up in these shacks, setting up radios in the middle of nowhere. And there's someone out there must be, dare I say the word, the thing. Someone's infected. We just don't know it yet. And that's how days played out until we came back. When I had came back,
Mm-hmm.
a scene of absolute carnage.
Yeah, barren, empty shelves of
No,
of just things gone over
no,
here.
no. One empty shelf.
Oh, you had the luxury of one empty shelf.
Everything in my 7-Eleven, because it's just, I live out of a 7-Eleven. I can't help myself. It's
mean-
everything I need.
Yeah, it does.
Everything in the 7-Eleven was well stocked. The toilet paper.
You know what? I didn't even think about checking 7-Eleven. Weird.
Some people did, because they cleaned it out. And I was very impressed. Well, it sounds like a zombie apocalypse. Spooky is absolutely right. I came home to a Chicago that was changed, dramatically changed.
Mm-hmm.
Drives that would take 1 hour to get across the city to the south side of Chicago now take 30 minutes. There is
Yeah.
no traffic.
Absolutely.
A bike to work because I'm very close by. And these past couple of days, this past week, I have been in no fear of getting hit by a vehicle because there are no vehicles.
I understand. It's
We've
like that
been
here.
told. We've been told to telework now. We come in, but I still come in because you can't work on radios through a telephone line. That's not how that works. I've been experiencing the streets of Chicago during this quote unquote crisis.
It's a crisis.
You know, well, at some point, you would think I should be worried. I should be terrified. Interact with, say, one or two people in person in a day. Like, I think the gamers are set up for this.
Oh yeah,
the gamers are ready to survive. People are complaining about social isolation. I'm sitting there like, oh no, I've been isolated for the past couple of years. I'm ahead of this.
Yeah, we're way ahead of the curve. We were already sitting inside trying to play games in peace.
Right. And now that a pandemic is upon us, they want to be gamers? No. Cast them into the fire. But I thought, should I be worried? But then I realized my McDonald's was still open. I could still go into McDonald's and get McGriddles. How can there be an apocalypse when I can still get McGriddles?
Yes.
We had a bunch of declared avowed socialists on Twitter bragging about the collapse of capitalism. And I'm sitting
capitalism
there like,
is the virus. You remember that tweet? The one where they go and they shoplift all that stuff and they give it to all the homeless people? The poor homeless people, they don't know that it's stolen.
Totally falling on itself. Capitalism is over. Except for the part where I can still get McGriddles in the morning. So, I'm not feeling the squeeze right now. Maybe there's a squeeze I'm missing out on. I haven't stockpiled 6 cans. I'll admit I bought some cereal. Cereal's nice to have. I haven't had cereal in a while. I bought some cereal. Gallon of milk. Indoors. But there's also the added note of I haven't actually seen a coronavirus yet. So long as my McDonald's is open, what's there to worry about? Maybe that's just a lukewarm take, right? So Necro, tell me about your experience with the coronapocalypse.
So I've suffered through a couple of different things where there's always been outages. Do you remember Gaspocalypse from many years ago? It was a thing where gas, for some reason, at least where I was at, gas was completely gone. And so what happened was people were stockpiling all of the gas and they were just buying it up left and right, just the regular unleaded. And they had to put up signs saying that it was not open. Like, you guys can't get any more unleaded gas. So this is kind of the same thing, where I go into a Walmart or a Safeway, as they have them here. They're kind of like a Kroger store, if you're familiar with them. And they were completely just depleted of all toilet paper and also of just paper towels.
Checkmate, capitalists.
That's right.
No TP, revolution is on.
See, what's the difference between socialism and capitalism?
Well, let's see here. Under capitalism, you can't get toilet paper because the demand is so high.
Yeah, and like
socialism,
all that
you
stuff
can't get toilet
gone.
paper because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, because they just don't care. But here they were completely out. The milk was starting to be depleted as well. I went to go check on the water.
No milkies?
No milkies for the people or the kids. Because at some point, and I think it was during that visit, they stopped taking the toilet paper and the paper towels, and they just moved on to like baby wipes. So that way they could have that wet texture against their ass.
Yeah.
And then the water, of course, was gone except for the I can't remember the kind of water, but it was like the one with like all the minerals in it, so you would essentially have to buy it and then boil it, and no one was going to go through that trouble. So
amazing.
And I think I went back in there like a couple of days later, and everybody had bought up all of the cereal. There was one bag of cereal left.
A bag of off-brand cereal?
No, it was the Jolly Rancher cereal.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was kind of looking with a weird look on my face. I was like, why is this the thing that's left? Now the other cereal that was there,
too sugary for the masses?
it was probably that or sour.
Dad said, "Oh man, finally I got some cereal." And they looked at it and they're like, "Ooh, if I'm in a survival situation, way too sugary."
It was amazing. What else? They were out of all of the regular foods that people eat, except for the healthy foods. So a lot of the low fat or the vegan or organic foods, those are still there.
That stuff isn't real.
Oh, they made sure
we know that stuff isn't real, right?
They love it.
Vegan food is disgusting. Oh man, my poor sister. You remember around, what is it, Christmas time? Starting my life as a speedrunner.
Yes, I remember.
I took the picture of that Impossible Whopper. That wasn't mine. My poor vegan sister. She couldn't say no. I said, "Hey, give me your burger." I want to take a picture of it for Twitter. And she told me, "Don't meme it." No.
I mean, we're out here. Me and the boys are turning into girls now.
Me and the boys are starting our Impossible Burger therapy. Oh man, oh, that's terrible. I was clearing my throat, by the way. Don't worry, guys. That was a clearing of the throat.
Don't worry, chat gets to see this wonderful Animal Crossing game that I'm playing. This is what we do when our society has crumbled. We move to a new one, and then we take over that one. Have you played Animal Crossing, this newest one?
I have not. I was a Doom Eternal guy. I've beaten Doom Eternal, and I'm working on getting all the collectibles and the campaign. And then I'm gonna kind of mess with the multiplayer, but to be fair, I'm a little intimidated by it. It's a interesting mode of play. At least it's not that watered down, outsourced multiplayer they had with 2016. In any case, good game. Animal Crossing. Is Animal Crossing good? Animal Crossing was GameCube, yes?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Well, the Animal Crossing in general, that's an era I missed out on.
I did too. This is my first one.
I bought a pre-owned GameCube from GameStop many hundreds of years ago when they were selling pre-owned GameCubes. I think I traded in most of my Game Boy Advance games. Obviously, that was a mistake, but when you have no income, you trade in games to get something back. Maybe. Yeah, the GameCube. I got the GameCube solely for Metroid Prime. Yeah, that's it. Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2, and that's it.
Apparently, those games are just the best thing ever, and I can't say that I've ever played them because, like, I think the controls for those on the GameCube, particularly, are just not what I'm used to, like with Xbox and PlayStation controllers.
The GameCube is absolutely not for shooters. This is true. And that's kind of the genius of Metroid Prime is it's not really a shooter. You lock on to your enemies. So it's not even like you're having to, twitch 360 no scope aliens. That's not what it is. Game. More adventure. Lots of combat in it, but it's more of an adventure game than a skill-based shooter. I missed out on that. So, Necro, tell me about, I guess we might as well, since we've talked about the Corona Apocalypse, I suppose we can talk about Animal Crossing a little bit. Tell me about your adventures of, I assume, yourself, your self-insert and I believe you said you had a femboy,
Yeah.
femboy slave in your
No,
game as well.
no, he was in his own island. I joined his island. But
His island? It's like, are you gonna colonize his island?
no,
what's the goal here?
he has a you know what? You can see my screen, right?
No.
What in tarnation? Well,
Looks like
chat can
Discord is
check and see.
Discord's getting put down by the coronavirus.
That's what was
Surprise of nobody.
on Dimitri Monroe's island. This picture. You can check the stream chat.
Oh,
the
yeah.
the
I got it now. I got it up. Let's see what we got here. Nice cock. Fantastic. You know, you gotta love games that are like this, that give freedom to the players.
See, he was very smug about it. He knew exactly what was on his island.
Oh, he knew exactly what he did. Oh, look at that face. He knows exactly what he did.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's a little bit.
Absolutely degenerate.
I don't have anything cool like
And
that.
yet I can't look away.
Now, apparently, Spooky hates her villagers. She hates Goose for some reason.
Spooky is a violent force of nature.
She is violent. She said that she
We've-
hates
we've
Goose because
seen
he's
this
stupid.
in Minecraft.
I cannot believe this. But yes,
Spooky, please, if you're out there, control yourself.
hashtag free Goose. Yeah, we made a
Have
hashtag.
mercy.
We wanted to free Goose because you can
And-
get people's, or I guess you can get other villagers to come to your village. And that's kind of what we wanted to do.
We gotta kidnap Goose.
We're gonna get him out of there.
Goose, you need to come with me, sir. Well, who are you people? There's no time for questions. We have to get you out of here. Oh my god, did you miss?
Yeah, it's really hard to line these up.
What are you?
It's really hard to line them up, I promise.
Yeah, okay, dude. All I saw was you pointing straight.
Yeah, all you
How
have to
do you
do is
miss?
like, so you can't move once you like do this. You can't move at all,
And?
and then that's it. So then you have to reposition.
Okay, so Spooky has a defense here. He's a chicken who calls himself Goose. He's retarded. You know, Spooky has a good point here. If this character Goose is a chicken, I mean, I might just be assuming things, but this sounds like
It sounds like ableism.
Propaganda.
It's ableism.
He is leading the defense for good morals.
Mm-hmm. I've not heard anything bad about him other than she claims that he is a wheelchair symbol. It's depressing, honestly.
Oh, but he's a Chad. Okay, so Edgy's got a counterpoint here. Jock personality, which makes him a Chad.
Yes, absolutely.
If the chicken wants to call himself a goose, and he's got the guns to back it up, because geese are assholes, frankly. Geese are powerful creatures. Not to say chickens aren't, but geese, people don't get near geese. If Goose can flex as hard as a goose can, then Goose is a goose. I mean, Goose is Goose, the chicken. I think that was coherent.
Mm-hmm. I got Nook Plus or Nook Miles Plus, where you can sign up for the rewards program, get some Nook Miles.
Oh, are you earning that social credit?
You kind of really are. This is a game about being DSP in China because you immediately start off owing Tom Nook money.
Nice.
Yeah, you owe him either 48,900 bells or 5,000 Nook miles. And then once you pay those off,
Wagey.
then you buy a house. And then the house that you buy, this one right here, is 98,000 bells. So you literally are in debt the entire time from moving across the country.
Nook is a landlord.
Yes.
All the socialists can't play this game. You're playing into the system, man. What are you doing?
Wait, she says, let me get on and show how dumb Goose is. We can't. The bar's closed. And we have to social distance ourselves.
Bar's closed. We're at capacity right now.
That's right. We're technically we're not even supposed to be here. But
well, it's not open. It's not open, so they can't call the cops on us.
That's right. We kind of snuck in because we have keys. But look, Dimitri Monroe did give me this ladder, though. This ladder is used to traverse this. You climb with this ladder.
What? No. Wait a minute. Stranding?
Yes, this is Death Stranding.
You just set up a ladder and you climbed up the.
Yeah, you can make bridges too.
This
so
is just
look,
like Death Stranding.
I can't do that. Oh, there goes my net. But here, so the water. So like the water, you can put a bridge there too. So you can build bridges.
Oh my god! And you're making connections with people.
Yes.
Even spooky.
Death Stranding. See, I can't make the bridge yet, but you can make a bridge.
Finally, Nintendo has an answer to Death Stranding.
You use crafted items to traverse the area.
Oh my god.
See, now you have to get this game. I don't know what we're doing here.
This is huge.
You give all of your found and donated items to Blathers here. They call him Blathers because that's all he does is blather his mouth off all the time.
Wow, that's like really offensive.
He just talks all the fucking
They're
time.
They're practically calling him a slur.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, what's with this? What's with this very? What word do I want to use? This caustic culture in this game. Boy, very proud of myself.
This is the life that we live. But you see, I have this beautiful house, and I can change clothes, and I haven't really found out how to do the actual editing of your clothes. But you can make up your own room with your own little Nintendo Switch. Turn it on.
It's got a Nintendo Switch in it.
Yep, I got this exercise ball as well.
This is so meta. Do you have an exercise ball in your residence?
Mm-hmm.
While you're sitting out this quarantine?
This sleeping cot, and then I also have this inflatable sofa.
Is this what your room looks like right now?
No.
In real life? You didn't model it to be the same way? What are you doing?
I need to, because I don't spend any of my money.
Layers.
I'm like DSP. I have $5,000 in operating a month for my business.
I'm in debt to Nook right now.
I really am in debt.
I can't furnish the
By the way,
house.
big up CT, who's playing Tetris 99 right now. He did buy Animal Crossing, so we could play Animal Crossing with CT.
Tetris 99 is pretty good, though.
It is really good. I've gotten some good wins from that game.
We won like twice.
I get a lot of wins from that. It's
Fuck
fun.
you.
It's real fun.
Son of a bitch, stop bragging! Stop bragging!
Nice.
Hey, take another loan.
I don't know. I think you might be able to be honest.
Take another loan. I mean, maybe you'll be able to pay it off. Maybe a pandemic will roll through and they'll suspend payments for a while.
Yeah, that's what we really hope for. You know, I'm gonna take 9,000.
That's what you got to bank on.
We're gonna take 9,000 bells. We're gonna go Nook shopping and have everything show up in the mail, because that's how this game works. So you can buy like this electric kick scooter. I'm gonna buy it. Place the order.
Mail. The mail is still up. Amazon Prime is still up. I may have ordered a cassette player. to play my collectible Doom Eternal cassette soundtrack on it. I never doubted you, magnetic tape. I always respected magnetic tape. I mean, you saw on my stream I was playing. What was it? Pat Labor. I have all of the videotapes. That's sometimes I like to put that on as like an intermission.
I don't know what's
I'm
in
switching
these
gears.
hairstyles. See, you get the choice to get
Just buy
these,
it. Just buy it, bro. Just consume it. Come on, go.
but I don't want to consume product without knowing exactly what's in the product.
Oh, we got the entitled consumer. Well, buy it.
Well, kinda, maybe.
Buy it.
If I bought
Do
it,
it.
I don't know what's
Do it.
in it.
Or do you want to be pop? Let's weigh your options here. Do you want to be cool? Or do you want to be pop?
I don't know. Let's
Spooky
be-
says you have to buy a mirror.
I do have to buy a mirror. I don't know if I have a mirror.
You don't have a mirror?
I think I can make one.
Oh my god, this Necro.
I think I can make one.
I don't understand how somebody as personally reckless and irresponsible as yourself has stumbled into owning a Tesla.
That's right.
I am embarrassed. Chad is embarrassed on your behalf. They won't say it, but they are.
There. Wooden full-length mirror. I just need an iron nugget and some wood. See?
How high is your
Simple.
luck? Is it like 10?
Maybe. I have been told that I am
Your
lucky.
on your human stat sheet, you have 10 luck.
Yes. Did I tell you about the one time that I spent $10 on a slot machine and I won $1,041?
Look at this dude. Wow, Necro, way to not brag about it.
I kinda didn't yet.
I sure hope you did something wise with all that money.
I kinda didn't. Because what I ended up doing instead was I used that money for rent.
Yes! Oh, yeah. Oh, the rent? Okay.
Yeah, I paid my
Makes sense.
monthly rent
Yeah,
for that.
That's responsible. Yeah, pay the monthly rent. Absolutely. That makes sense. I mean, you have to pay your rent.
Of course.
I for one have had friends go to Vegas and they'll win. Yeah, dude won 10,000 with 300.
I like those odds. I like them a lot.
Needless to say, he was a genius. Very big IQ. He was also a technician. Us technicians are very intelligent. Went all in, he got 10,000. What a hero. And apparently by the end of that night, he came back with 300. He went full KG and just, fuck having money.
I mean, sometimes you gotta just go balls to the wall. You can't take chances, but you gotta make the most of it.
$10,000. Not enough. Just one more game. Just one more game, bro. Okay, G.
Where is he at now? So you don't chop down trees, you just hit them with this axe.
Where did it go? Like disappeared.
Oh, you picked them up.
But disappeared because he stepped behind it earlier. Okay, fair. Don't want to lose track of your character after all. You very important, dangerous shit.
It is
In
very
Animal
dangerous
Crossing.
out here. In the game of Animal Crossing.
Complete spatial awareness at all times. What? I shouldn't say it. Why is it so close? I know field of vision isn't something to complain about in a game of this nature, but it's like, man, this is really close.
I mean, I can zoom it out like that. A little bit.
I gotta wait for the stream to catch up. End of the line for your flimsy axe. What the hell, man? You were using a flimsy axe?
Yeah, that's all you can make right now. Well, all I can make.
Necro, do you understand how dangerous it is to use a flimsy axe?
Is it very? Is the answer very?
It still has a blade on it.
Well, we gotta make another one.
As you're whacking, if you're whacking at the tree, the blade comes loose. Anything could happen. Cuts. Deep scratches.
See, look, you can craft all of these things.
Fingers, toes, limbs, your arms and legs, penis.
Yeah.
I don't think you appreciate the danger of a flimsy axe. Not really. Not until you've suffered the consequences. This was an Animal Crossing stream? Hey, hold up.
Yeah, I know. It's a little weird. You did ask me about it, though, but it's kind of just some background.
I didn't expect it to come up on the screen.
It's okay. It's fine.
Okay, what else we got? What else we got on the books?
Some people may remember, since we are in a, what's the word I'm looking for? A crisis.
Corona panic.
The coronas. One brave Anituber has decided to talk about this great meme, this great action in time, right? So, our good friend, what's his name? Misty Cronexia, decided to make this tweet. And he says, "Y'all are sick." Laughing and crying emoji. And it's of Corona-chan. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think that the Corona-chan meme is perfectly innocent. It's not denounced.
I sure love memes. That's a funny meme.
I love them too, but apparently there's other people that don't. Those people in particular, not so much. They don't really like it.
More importantly, they consider it. Not only do they not like it, but they consider the meme dangerous.
They used a couple of different words. One of those words being what was it? Racist.
Oh, racist?
Yeah, our good friend Yazzie, who some may know as Mother's Basement's What's the word I really want to use?
Mistress, here? Master.
Yeah.
Leash holder.
She really does expect. She expects things. I just don't know. I don't know what the word I should use.
I saw that reply. I was like, oh well, it's easy. And then I saw the quote retweet, like explicitly condemning Misty. And I'm just sitting there like, this is the world we live in. The Anitubers are eating each other. And I'm not sure whether to cheer them on or roll my eyes.
Both.
We have on our hands here a kind of historic crisis on our hands. Great way to make light of a pretty harrowing situation. That's a great meme. Earth-chan getting corona'd. Yeah, it sounds about right, because that's exactly what's happening right now, and that's what makes it funny.
Mm-hmm.
But watching some people say, in these hard times, what are my priorities? And for their conclusion to be, I need to patrol the internet.
For anything that could be considered racist.
To me, everyone agrees it's racist. There seems to be a really lunatic fringe jumping up and down about how the corona is bringing racism back in style. And I'm sitting here like, oh, wow, that's news to me. We thought it was just the funniest shit. We were in the woods, concerned someone had it. We were just laughing it up. We couldn't help ourselves.
But you see, that makes you racist.
I suppose I'm not taking it seriously enough. I haven't considered the impact it's had on the Chinese people. Actually, I was the one that was running around calling it Chinese AIDS. I couldn't help myself. I'm I'm an idiot, but a loud, confident idiot, and it plays off really well. Consider how the Chinese government felt about my jokes. No, I didn't really. Don't care. Didn't ask. Plus, you're the Chinese Communist Party.
Mm-hmm. Don't care.
China
Didn't
for
ask.
good reason.
Plus, you're mortally challenged, as you put it.
Mortally challenged. And I found that. I found somebody had issues with the mortally challenged quote from Doom Eternal.
Mm-hmm. Sean,
Had issues.
he aired grievances about that line in particular before.
Sean, my God, the UAC cultists are bad people. They have infiltrated the Earth governments. They have helped precipitate the collapse of the Earth's defenses by compromising the UAC's organization. They are trying to push that, oh, no. This demonic invasion, this is how it has to happen. This is a good thing. This is how we are going to ascend. And the UAC little holograms are very clear about that. It's very clear the UAC cultists are trying to sell this as a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
The story, it makes sense. They are hard. I mean, this really isn't a spoiler, but they're harvesting humanity's energy. They're eating everybody. So indeed, you could say the cultist point of view is, oh, to be consumed by the demons is a great thing. The recurring use of mortally challenged just shows how the UAC cultists are very mindful of their masters.
Of course.
But no, let's call it a dog whistle, because Sean was wanting to say that. Sean wanted to sputter alt-right dog whistle, and the reason I say is the tweet was disingenuous. The tweet was kind of hiding the offense, because you look at the tweet and it's kind of calm. Underneath it, he's upset. Sean's upset. And somebody told Sean to pick up a football, and somebody said, no, but Sean's not mad. But then I looked at the rest of the mentions, criticizing the use of mortally challenged and how it ruins the game. And I said, yeah, nobody's mad here. Nope.
Well, that's the thing is, whenever
not.
they get upset, so this is, I mean, that's kind of not in this topic, because it kind of is, because you see how defensive Yazzie is about, well, you can't, like, honest question, would you stand outside of a local Chinese-owned business holding this art on a sign? So she wants it censored because she doesn't personally like it. And we just got over that in this last video that I did about, whatever. He doesn't like anime stuff and he thinks that it should be censored. The same thing that relates to this relates to the mortally challenged thing that he brought up. So his video was, I think it was like Doom Eternal, the fake outrage, if I'm not mistaken.
The fake outrage.
Yeah, and I kind of do like that video, and I'll tell you why. It's because he puts into perspective a couple of different things. And it's, okay, well, people had to search and go out of their way to find a reason to be upset. They had to find this thing that they have to be upset about. And I said, okay, fine, you got me there. That's the first hook of it. Because people were upset about Cuphead being, racist because of the era that inspired it.
Yeah, the art style. The art style of Cuphead is racist.
Yeah.
Oh, well, guess we can't play it.
And so, yeah, and that's kind of the thing. And so he made this video, and now when you look at it, it aged like spoiled milk. So he had this video where he was talking about, oh, well, these people, they're saying SJWs flip over Doom Eternal mocking immigration, and it was essentially the thing that I just described. It was exactly that. So he was upset that they used Doom Eternal to, I guess, to to talk about this. I don't know. They because the mortally challenged
It's bizarre.
line.
It's bizarre. The mortally challenged word, a dangerous term, is a problem. But I remember Wolfenstein. Let's go back to Wolfenstein. The marketing was disastrous for one thing. The new game, whatever they called it, it wasn't. So we did Wolfenstein, New Colossus. No, it's New Order, and then the next one's New Colossus. So while they were advertising New Colossus, it came up in the marketing of "Make America Nazi Free Again."
No, it was I know what you're talking about. It's the tagline was something along the lines of it was.
I think I quoted it.
Yeah, it was something very very strange.
It was clearly related to Trump shit. Follow up of what is it? I swear there was a reference to was it Fine People, the Fine People quote as well. Needless to say, I was sitting there like, "Wow, the marketing is cringe." I don't really care.
Yeah, it is. Make America Nazi free again. And
they
took it and they ran with it.
They took it, ran with it, and more importantly, there were people coming out, mostly avowed socialists and communists. I've never seen a communist or a socialist in the bio actually enjoy a video game. But they came out and said, "Oh, no, that's not political at all." Well, okay, fine. It's not political, I guess. It sounds like they're directly aping off the political campaign that was going on at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But sure, it's not political at all. But now we move forward to Doom Eternal, and we have the term mortally challenged in reference to a demonic invasion of the planet.
Yes.
And we have people, the same people who said, "Oh, no, make America Nazi free again." That's it's not referencing anything. You're just seeing things. Are now saying that mortally challenged is a dangerous dog whistle. Incredible.
Yeah, and like his video here, I have it. It's not this one, but the video that Sean has, this Doom, the fake outrage. He pretty much points out that there's a whole bunch of people making the same video, where it's look at these people saying SJWs cry or Doom Eternal offends me and like, oh, it triggers the libs.
You know what? And it does offend them.
It does.
And it's bizarre. Why? Why not play video games? Why?
You know, funny story.
Shit.
In this video, the Hyrule Bard's video is in it.
Oh, man. Of course.
It just never stops
being
being
a thing. Of course he makes an appearance.
But like the whole thing is like, oh well, you know, he's like, I like to be offended by things. I want to see what the whole offense is, and he thought it was stupid. So now he is
here we
offended.
Are today.
Yeah, he is offended by the thing he said he was not offended about.
I don't care about this at all. Oh wait, never mind. Why do they use mortally challenged? And I'm watching him struggle, and all the other people in his mention struggle. That's the best part, because they're of course insisting that no one's offended, but oh man, what shitty writing! The writing of Doom Eternal is frankly amazing. Just like Doom 2016. Doom 2016 was very straightforward. You're the Doom Slayer. You woke up. You hate demons. You punch out the demons. People were like, oh yeah, the Sentinels. By the way, the Sentinels are a thing. And then all this side lore of, oh yeah, Hell. This is Hell's experience, their account of encountering the Doom Slayer, among other things. The writing for Doom Eternal, it's any questions you had coming out of 2016 get answered in Eternal, and it's not bad. The writing is great. It's thorough. Everything comes full circle. And I'm like, oh, nice. Yeah, this is a good continuation of the Doom world. Nice. But no. Let's get hung up on mortally challenged. And if we ever met in person, not threatening anything, if we met in person for saying that, Doom guy, I think, only speaks twice, and they're in flashbacks. Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
And they're in flashbacks.
Mhm.
Importantly, it's just a reference to the comic, Rip and Tear. And that's I mean, let's be real. We already knew the Doomslayer was an angry guy from 2016. So the idea that he was an angry guy in the flashback
Was
makes
surprising
sense. And
to
even
no
the
one.
lore, I'll spoil a little bit of the lore for you guys. The Sentinels observe that he no longer speaks.
Oh yeah.
So at
Why
some
is that?
point, when they trained him, because we all knew he was part of the Sentinels, that was mentioned in 2016. After he was trained, he found a way to contain his rage, and he is now quiet. Two times, two flashbacks where Doom Guy says, "Rip and tear." Don't worry, canonically, he's never going to do that again. There is no concerns here. If anything, they could have full script, long voice. He could have had long conversations with Vega and with Dr. Hayden, but he didn't. id Software actually stayed on task and said, "No, he's quiet." Vega just kind of feeds him like, "Hey, by the way, if you want to close, you want to stop the demons, this is how you're going to stop the demons." And Doomslayer just does it. Doomslayer doesn't say, "Vega, open a portal." No, that doesn't happen. That's not the Doomslayer. Vega rather assumes the Doomslayer's intentions. I think id Software has their head on their shoulders. They did very well portraying the Doomslayer and his enemies. As the Lord knows, he's got many enemies. That's my thoughts on Doom Eternal's writing and being mortally challenged. Some communists are more mortally challenged than others. And it shows.
Yep, and that's why this Corona Chan meme is not racist.
Oh, is that what we were talking about?
Oh, whoops.
Shit.
Yep, it's fine because it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So Misty Connexia is someone that I don't necessarily agree with that much, if at all. But the meme was fine to me. Now, it wasn't fine to Yazzie and of course, Mother's Basement himself, Jeff Thu. Which, you know, to be fair, they're wheelchair symbols, so and nothing's funny to them unless it's, you know,
it's got to be
Trump.
correctly funny. It's got to be correctly funny.
Yeah, you can't just be talking shit. You gotta have something going on here. But they don't like your sense of humor. They only like theirs when they make money off of it from your Crunchyroll subscription. So
Please pay for your Crunchyroll subscription. It's the only way to watch anime legally. You don't want to watch anime illegally, do you?
you know, we could find that tweet. That one's actually not that hard to
I
find.
was about to say, it's like you set me off. I remember that one. It's like, hey, wait a minute. I've seen this before.
It's literally the worst. The worst argument anyone can make is saying, well, with like these services may not be perfect, but at least they're trying. Well, they don't have to try.
I don't use my money as a participation award. Sorry.
Yeah, like we don't. They're big enough corporations. They don't have to try. They can just do it. Crunchyroll on the lowest end makes $100 million just from subscriptions.
They're at the end of the chain. It's not even like they're supplying us some invaluable service. It's not like they're creating anime. Oh, right.
Oops.
They did create that one thing, but we don't talk about that. It's not like they're creating. At least they're not meaningfully contributing to anime.
Yeah, they're
very
they're
end of
trying.
the chain.
Mm-hmm. Well, they need to exist because apparently they're the ones that get. They're
Anime
the ones that
didn't
get the money to
exist.
these creators. That's what
Anime
the
didn't
thing is.
exist before Crunchyroll. You
course
got to remember, before there was Crunchyroll, there was
Crunchyroll. Before there was
fill
Crunchyroll,
up
there
the
was
screen.
Crunchyroll.
If we had the talent, we could fill up the screen with question marks to fill in the silence. We don't know. We don't know what was before Crunchyroll.
Well, Crunchyroll was Crunchyroll.
It was obviously
Then.
It was a dark age. I don't think existed. I don't think Bleach existed. I don't think Evangelion existed. I'm pretty sure it's so many animangos out there. Like Pat Labor didn't exist. Dominion Tank Place didn't exist. It took the daring investment of Crunchyroll in Japanese animation, or animangekis, as some call it, animangos, to bring anime to the United States.
Without their courageous sacrifice,
I don't want
to have it.
Bash on my poor vegan sister again, but this is worth stating, and I think chat will love this. Why anime was created? If you know the answer, you can just give me a wrong one. That way, we preserve the joke. But you know why anime was created?
Not sure.
According to my college-educated sister, which might I add, she tries to flex that college education on me quite frequently. I'm truly the uncultured idiot in the room when Christmas time rolls around. But she told me she was very excited to tell me this great knowledge she had acquired. Anime was created to overcome racism against the Japanese in the U.S. Anime to send to the United States to rehabilitate their image. Occupied Japan and had them as a close ally for decades now. But no. Something had to be done against racism. And so they created anime. Tons of Godzilla movies growing up. I was totally chill with the Japanese. I didn't need anime to say, oh, the Japanese are pretty cool. Me. Maybe you, Necro, maybe you were super racist against the Japanese.
Apparently so.
Until you created your first OC.
I
showed you the light.
I was watching anime pretty much since I was born.
You were born into your racism?
Mm-hmm. I was born into it, and then the first anime that I saw was Little Nemo Adventure. I think it was like Adventures in like Dreamland.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like Disney had the license to it, I think, or some other weird company. It is Little Nemo.
Huh.
Little Nemo from Adventures in Slumberland. Excuse me. It was a 1989 film.
Honestly, I'm kind of scared. One of my first might have been Inuyasha, which is a terrible idea. Dude, you can't tell me Inuyasha is a valid anime when they're trying to restore this crystal, right? Am I right? Yes. They're trying to restore this little gem, right? It's shattered.
Yep.
Every few episodes, when it looks like they're about done assembling the thing, it shatters again in some freak accident.
Yeah,
you can't tell me Inuyasha is valid.
The ultimate ex machina for some reason.
I'm just saying, before we had One Piece never finding the treasure, I was watching Inuyasha and they never fixed the gem.
They never fixed it. I don't think they've still fixed it to this day.
Good. Good. Sounds about right. At least that part of my childhood is still going strong.
Just run it up. That's all I can say. But yeah, that's... so apparently this is racist, and Yazzie gets to say stupid things, and she, of course, gets... she doesn't
Slay
get completely...
Queen!
Yeah, she doesn't apparently get very ratioed, but she does get a little bit. So she says...
uncomfortably ratioed.
Yeah, well, she almost does. But she goes, ignoring this question and others expressing how wrong this is to reply to fans really speaks volumes, considering it took thousands of people dunking on you to get you to walk back your very wrong animation take. I wasn't expecting you to see the problem right away, but wow. So what she's referring to...
What shit?
What she's referring to is when Misty Cronexia made a tweet. And it was a thread where he said that well, 2D animation doesn't exist anymore for anime. It's all 3D.
Oh, right, that one.
Yes. He's like, it's all 3D CGI, and it's meant to give it that 2D feel. And that's what he ran with.
Weird.
Yeah, and so not only is like, so she says thousands of people dunking on him, but I mean that's every single day.
Remember a moment when Anitubers aren't trying to eat each other?
Yeah, it was like, so when he was getting dunked on, it was because of actual animators that were like, this is blatantly untrue. Like people that have worked on even my favorite shows like Symphogear. Like, excuse you?
I thought Symphogear was CGI exclusively.
Oh, well, Misty would be wrong.
Damn.
Unfortunately,
but my favorite Anituber told me it was 3D.
Well, people still follow him pretty, sometimes blindly. I would say that.
Spooky Weeb Trash brings up a good point. Pokemon as an anime. I don't think of Pokemon as an anime. I just realized that. I just realized that. I guess this is what we get for growing up on the dub, huh? You don't really think of it as an anime.
Yeah, it's just kind of like it exists.
But it is an anime. It is.
It is.
Love these jelly-filled donuts.
Yep. The jelly-filled donuts are my favorite. Like they tried to remove
talking about
almost
the contributions
everything.
of localizers.
Yeah, they tried to remove every single Japanese thing that they could from it because I guess they thought it was very blatantly racist. Not necessarily the case.
He couldn't say, like, I mean, if you think about it, onigiri. I mean, obviously, like, he's not going to say that.
Yeah.
You couldn't say, like, rice ball? Like, anybody?
Well, then it would have just been like, oh, well, that doesn't sound very appetizing.
Jelly-filled donut. But that's many years in the past. We don't need to talk about that.
No, my good.
Is Spooky a person again? Does Spooky have a Twitter account?
Spooky does. She did get suspended, and for a while I memed on her, and I said,
right. She got unpersoned. For a bit.
And I told her, don't care.
We don't talk to suspendees.
That's right. I told her, don't care. Didn't ask. Plus, you're suspended. So now she's not. She made a whole new account. I mean, her friend made an account. Excuse me.
It was funny. I got the follow, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucking great!" And then, like a week later, Spooky was gone, and I was like, "Oh, nice." Best.
She knows her place now as a suspendee.
It's like, wow, I'm making friends. Oh, they're getting suspended.
That's pretty much the story of my life. I feel like when you find those follows and then they immediately get ripped away from you because Twitter.
Like, finally, I got that follow. It's somebody I was hoping to, follow me one day. Oh, they're gone.
I'm like, oh, this is unfortunate. Yep, that's what happened.
Fortunate.
I mean, this was her own doing.
So Spooky has now been granted the rank of person. Very good. Racist. Okay, so we talked about racist coronas. We kept coming back to Doom Eternal. We had like a 10-minute review of Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, it was
with commentary.
Yeah, with actual gameplay and commentary. People would pay money for that.
Animal Crossing is actually Death Stranding.
It is actually Death Stranding. It's 100%.
What else do we have on the books?
Okay, so besides the Corona-chan thing, which I think is probably one of my favorite things, I think there is the crunch versus no crunch.
Oh, good lord. Crunch versus no crunch. I mean, we've had many conversations over the past year over whether or not dev crunch is a good thing.
I found a good tweet, by the way, because I can't find the original one, but you can see it here on the live stream. It is crunch versus no crunch, and this, like, the original tweet was this big thing about, oh well, look how much like quality we got out of The Last of Us 2, a game that's not out yet, versus a game like Animal Crossing that doesn't have any crunch, and look at those pixels, you disgusting moron.
Was the original tweet, because it brought up Animal Crossing. It wasn't even like it brought up Animal Crossing. It brought up a picture of a villager sitting on a bench.
It
You
was
know, like,
essentially the Pokemon tree all over again.
and like, it's such a low quality image. Meanwhile, on our glorious PS4, we have such high quality graphics from The Last of Us with crunch, and it's like,
Is that really the bar you want to set?
well, it's like who's gonna tell these Sony people graphics don't matter? I got bad news for them. I got bad
see,
news
that's
for
the
them.
thing. They don't matter, but then they say, like, they'll do this move. They say, oh well, it matters, and then when you get down to, oh well, okay, well, fine, we just want a fun game to play, fine. And then they do their whole thing about, okay, well, graphics don't matter. It's a good game. We just like a game that
I'm
has
saying
gameplay.
these poor Sony drones are on copamine because they can't play Animal Crossing. Think
I
about
believe
it.
so.
They can't play it. Everyone's excited for it, but they can't play it. You know why? Because it's on a freaking Switch. It's on an underpowered man-child Fisher Price tablet.
Soy boy technology.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. But then we got this tweet here. I believe Marcus has made a good tweet here.
Yes.
On the left, you get Crunch, a generic shooter with graphics that really just exemplifies the start of the gen. Like, who cares? And then you have Doom Eternal. Tech engine continues to dominate. Last of Us, there's nothing you haven't already seen before. It's going to be more destroyed cities. It's going to be more gray stuff. And
Yeah,
then sometimes
more,
you're
like
in areas. Sometimes you're in areas that are green.
Mm-hmm. Every so often you'll get
Doom
the
Eternal.
the vibrantness.
Doom Eternal has something like 7 or 8 environments. And Edgy mentions who will tell them that art style exists in the case of Animal Crossing. But I'd also point out Doom Eternal is oozing with art style. It's oozing with different architectures, different terrains. The id Tech engine, I will shill the validity of the id Tech engine to my grave. Because what they do with textures, it's amazing. And indeed, Doom Eternal is a good flexing of that no crunch might.
Mm-hmm.
And even a delay. Talk about no crunch. They delayed it. Bethesda said, all right, you need more time? We will give it to them. They will have the time. Very nice, polished campaign, which delivered everything I wanted leaving Doom 2016. Wanted more demons? I got more demons. I wanted really smooth performance despite all the demons. I got it. I got that too. I wanted more environments, more open environments. I got those as well. Like, it's insane. It's crazy. I can't believe it. With no crunch, I got a fully rounded out campaign with all the secrets and collectibles that I loved Doom 2016 for. That's all it took. There's no crunch.
Mm-hmm.
No crunch. The Last of Us, which is going to be made with crunch, is going to have hilariously out of place textures. It's going to have bugs. It's going to do all kinds of silly shit. The only bug that I had seen in Doom Eternal, we don't want to be unfair to The Last of Us too, after all. The only bug I saw in Doom Eternal, Technotron, they can attach to the ceiling, by the way. Attached to any ceiling at all. It seemed it had leaped up to attach to a ceiling, but it was actually attached to like some invisible environmental hitbox on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
There. I was actually tempted to jump on top of it to see if it could act as a platform. But no, I shot at it immediately because that's what you do to arachnotrons. That's what you do to the demons.
Yeah, you murder them in place.
You kill the demons. Even if they're doing weird, buggy stuff, you kill the demons. And that's about it. So crunch culture, I think, causes a more unpolished game, a game that requires more day one patches, that requires continued patches. Whereas a game like Doom Eternal, polish. And I would point out that despite the fact it had a multiplayer component, made by id Software themselves. Doom 2016, it was actually outsourced.
Oh yeah.
They outsourced the multiplayer. It allowed Doom 2016's campaign to be what it was, amazing. So if anything, that was another case of no crunch. They offloaded the multiplayer work. In this case, they took on the multiplayer work. And I was concerned because Bethesda is so determined to get the Slayers Club thing going, to get the Bethesda Net launcher going.
Yep.
I was afraid that their drive to put in all these online features would take away from Doom Eternal.
And it didn't.
A crunch, if you will. But crunch didn't happen. I ended up with a very nice single-player game with multiplayer optional. Very good. Sold. Doom Eternal's pistol.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Pistol. That's what I'm asking. Do we need a pistol? I enjoyed using the pistol in Doom 2016. But for the most part, it's almost like a meme to have a pistol in a game where the demons can be so ridiculously overpowered.
I agree.
If you're talking about using the pistol to like weaken enemies, I mean, maybe you got a case. But also point out there's no reason for you not to be using your main weapons anyway. Basically, the shotgun, the regular shotgun, takes the place of the pistol.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I'll say that. Start with the shotgun, and there's your pistol. There's your pistol. As far as running out of ammo, you've always got the chainsaw. The chainsaw recharges. So you're never going to... If you are in a situation where you're like, oh, wow, I just shot my last bullet. Oh, right, the chainsaw recharged. It only takes one fuel can to kill a zombie or an imp. And then I have all full ammo again. So, Doom 2016 pistol. I mean, I guess you're missed by some people. But I mean, Doom 3, that pistol wasn't that useful. I forgot all about that thing.
I remember.
Doom 2016, forgot all about that pistol too. By the end of the game, I was using all the powerful weapons I could get my hands on.
But yeah,
but man, I saw a salty as hell Steam review saying, "Oh, they think they're so original and edgy by getting rid of the pistol." And I was sitting there like, "Oh my god, this is somebody who's insisting Doom Eternal is not real Doom because it doesn't have the pistol." What does one say to those people? Do you tell them to grow up? I don't know. I don't know. It's such a bizarre breaking point. It's not real Doom. Where's the pistol? Oh, they got rid of the pistol. It's not real Doom now.
Maybe. Wait, is it? I mean, that's one dumb criticism I've heard about Doom 2020 is that there's not enough ammo on higher difficulties, and I'm just like, yeah, that's what the chainsaws are for.
Oh yeah. No, Drax gets it. So, talking about the ammo, you do start with basically no ammo. No ammo capacity whatsoever. Starting the game fresh on a higher difficulty is stupid. It's clear the game is not balanced for it, and you will suffer. Even with the chainsaw on a higher difficulty with no unlocks, no nothing. So, on that note, the game, Doom Eternal's gameplay, the philosophy of its gameplay,
as it relates
is you're
to
managing ammo, health, armor. It's like an economy thing. As you're killing the demons, you should be constantly looking to replenish your health when the opportunity appears, replenish armor when the opportunity appears, replenish ammo when the opportunity comes up. And they gave you all the tools to do it. The chainsaw gives you ammo. The flamethrower, which, I mean, I rolled my eyes. It's like, oh, we got attachments. It's going to be useless. The flamethrower, when you set enemies on fire, causes them to drop armor shards. So if you're using, chainsaw for ammo, flamethrower for armor, you can chuck a grenade into a crowd of zombies you just set on fire, blow it up, and you got tons of armor shards. So you can get kind of like a synergy going with the attachments. Of course, health is from glory kills. And it was understanding this economy, this Doom Eternal economy, that once I turned down the difficulty, of course, back to normal, which is what it was probably meant to be played at before you try the higher difficulties with all of your stuff unlocked. I had a much better time. I accepted it, I adapted to it, and I enjoyed it.
You
Very
adapted and
violent.
overcame. You improvised everything.
Came and destroyed the mortally challenged. There's people who say it's not wheel doom because you can use a mouse to look around. I mean, all right, man. How about you just go back to playing Ultimate Doom? Please leave us. Leave us.
Now you can play Eternal Doom on Doom Eternal.
Right? I actually did. I did unlock Doom in Doom Eternal. I was pretty happy with that. That's cute. It's cute.
But that's what happens when you don't crunch. When you make a game the way that it's meant to be made.
Make a game with love and passion. You come up with a game that has like 100 secrets and little collectibles, and they've all got their own unique little personalities, and it's just oozing with. Yeah, the devs liked making this. The devs enjoyed this. They like Doom. Again, sequels. I was scared. Sequels scare me because sequels are usually where they fuck it up.
Yeah, but they got it right this time. The one good sequel.
Well, this sequel, they upgraded everything and gave everything everybody wanted. Again, I was afraid of hell on earth. I was like, man, if there's one thing that we don't get, all that great from Doom, because I remember there was a Doom 3 sequel planned that would be on Earth. I saw the footage. I was like, that's okay. But to be fair, the id software engine, the id tech engine back then, didn't really do outdoors all that well. It did indoors great, but outdoors, it struggled. They did outdoors, and they did it amazingly, stunningly. It was great. Spent so much time outdoors. Doom 2016 was complained about because you were inside a lab the whole time. You're on Mars. There's nowhere to go outside. Eternal, just take a deep breath of that blood-soaked air.
But yeah, that's why devs care about the games that they make, and at some level, I'm sure Naughty Dog does care about the games that they make. I mean, obviously they have to because Sony makes them care, but
don't care, didn't ask. Plus, you're working under crunch.
Yes, I actually made a video. Not many people know this unless they're day one. I hate to say like that guy, but I made a video about crunch, and it was how
oh my
bad
god, he's plugging his channel.
I am. That's what the real content creators do, right?
Did we like and subscribe?
No. I'm like one of those people when I make a video.
I almost choked on my Coke. Thank you.
I don't necessarily look at my videos afterwards, so I make it and it's just out in the ether, and then I leave it be. But one of it was about.
Then you hear about it. Then you hear about it in some random Twitter beef 2 weeks later.
Oh yeah, I do. Sometimes they'll be like, "Well, you should check out this video by this person. It shines a light on everything that's being said here." And I'm like, I just made that video one time. Thank you.
Gross.
But it's about Walt Williams. There's a gentleman by the name of Walt Williams who loves crunch, and he talks about how much he loves it, even though it's the most self-destructive thing in the entire world.
Oh no, I think I know what you're talking about. Was this on Save You a Click?
It might have been.
It probably was, because the article was clickbaity as fuck. Basically, I'm not going to constantly go back to the boogeyman of socialists and communists never enjoyed video games and try to find whatever opportunity they can to drag everyone down with them. But there was a talk about Doom Eternal was made with crunch. And when you actually looked at the article, the guy they were interviewing, yeah, he was one of the producers. He was in charge of it. But like or hate crunch, what he was describing was he was just really passionate about his work. Mm-hmm. He self-imposed crunch on himself, which is to say, hey, he worked really odd hours, and then he'd come home, hey, maybe spend some time with the family, maybe get an hour or two for video games, and he talked about, he used that hour or two playing video games, actually studying video games, really. So the dude, he really cared about Doom Eternal and keeping it on track and making it successful. that's like crunch, but it's out of passion. So I mean, can you really stop the guy from working? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, hey man, you're crunching too hard. What? Well, some people on Twitter might take your work ethic the wrong way. You really need to stop. Stop working.
Of
Made with
course.
crunch, but it was made by very passionate people who would do things that look similar to crunch.
Well, that's kind of
But
the thing is like people.
it's the difference between crunch, being forced to crunch, and then like you working yourself hard because you believe in what you're doing.
Right. Absolutely.
No, we can't have fun anymore. Sorry, gamers, but Doom Eternal is crunch.
It is crunch-tastic.
Guess you can't buy it now, huh? Ugh, dude, I honestly, is it just me?
No.
I see tweets like that every week. I just like go out and own the gamers. I'm sitting like, who's the gamers anyway? I don't understand. 9 to 5. I worked a 9 to 5 like anybody else. And then I just want to play some video games. I want to talk about video games that we're excited about.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be excited about video games. I want to talk about games I love, but they can't do it. And I'm going to use they in a very vague way. The boogeyman.
Oh yeah.
Can't talk about them.
Pesky gamers. Gamers.
But they're a crowd. Like, oh my God, enjoy something for once in your life. Why does it have to come at the expense of other people for you to enjoy something? Oh God. Oh no.
Well, that's kind of the thing about Walt Williams is that he was like, well, crunch is necessary to give you guys the collector's editions that you guys want. Like we got to make this game, and he's proud of crunch because apparently he watched one of his grandparents die while he was like in another room crunching, sending out emails. I remember this very vividly.
Okay, I just looked up Walt Williams. He's not the Doom guy.
No.
There was a Doom developer that was interviewed though, and his crunch was out of passion. But this Walt Williams guy worship crunch. Okay,
Yes.
that is cancer.
Yeah, he worships crunch is the way that he puts it. So just imagine there's a guy that really wants to make this game, and now
But
he's
you all
going to
have
make
to
it the best
suffer.
way.
You all have to suffer for it to get to the deadline. That is bad crunch. Hey, this team is incredibly passionate. Sometimes these guys just like to sleep at work. Honestly, I know people who do that, who sleep at my work. Are they undergoing crunch? I don't know.
You wouldn't assume that they would be.
I just know when I do my security checks, they're still here. And they might have a mat set up behind their desk. What a champion. I'm sorry, he did it. He would legitimately live at work. And he was to be fair, he had the best work ethic of them all.
Well, that's good.
I would come in and he would tell me about this bullshit that I didn't do. At least didn't do yet, and that I needed to fix. I'm just sitting there like, oh, man, I didn't know about that. Oh, cool. And the only reason he knew about it was because he went through my stuff that evening. It's like, all right, well, sure. Why not? It's good he kept us on track. He was a great boss. And his desk.
I had a boss like that.
But he was passionate. He was passionate about our work. Radio communications is a really big deal. People want them. People want radios everywhere. Radio, by the way. Same principles.
Mm-hmm.
Ours, radios. To wind myself down a little bit. Old times.
You got to.
Truly. We got people who willingly go out of their ways to not enjoy video games and blame everyone else for not being able to enjoy them.
Yes, that's kind of the gamers part of everything, is that it's always the gamers' fault for
Right?
this. It's always the gamers that want
Anything.
this.
spill my emotional guts on you, chat. I'm so sorry, but I don't know. It's just something that comes to mind every now and then. Sometimes I just think about it. I'm like, oh God, this is happening. In fact, it happens every day. Is that really living? Imagine the torture they're going through under the coronatine. But to see all these gamers enjoying video games online.
You're using up all the bandwidth. All you fucking gamers using up.
That was amazing. That was amazing. When you consider the lack of network impact video games have. Multiplayer? Dude, they're packets. It's small little packets. It's nothing like the 1080p, 4K, 8K video you're streaming on Netflix. 8K video on a 1080p screen. Don't know why, but for some reason you selected it.
Why weren't they this adamant about like about Google Stadia? That takes up like the most.
Right? If anything, Valve, because let's be real, we all use Steam. Is anybody in the audience using the Epic game launcher?
I don't think anyone is.
The absolutely even game launcher. I'd hope not. The Chinese are trying to get your game library.
Trying to take our fucking lemons.
Take our fucking lemons. More importantly, Steam has like just about mastered the distribution of digital content.
They kind of have, because you can buy virtually anything on there.
They really have. Chicago. I downloaded Doom Eternal at like 17 megabytes a second. I don't care. Life was great. Did I use up all my bandwidth? I'm sure my Wi-Fi got sketchy for a minute, but it downloaded. And again, it downloaded very quickly, and then I'm off the bandwidth again. Because, downloading a video game is a one-time thing. Streaming video is a constant thing.
Mm-hmm. And then you add that on top of your input too. Like
remember, the normies think video comes from thin air. Video games, they're so complicated. It must be taking up all the bandwidth to run that video game. To run Doom Eternal single player.
I don't know. But yeah, that's the whole thing about the crunch versus no crunch. And like the guy that made the tweet, he always makes tweets like that anyways because he loves Sony. And then the Sony ponies, they get on board and they're just like, yeah, Sony's got it figured out.
Horizon Zero Dawn getting announced to coming to PC caused such a cataclysmic meltdown.
Yes.
It was like watching the meteor hit the Earth. And the dinosaurs realizing what deep shit they're in. What happened? Because we had Sony, a Sony dude trash his room, smash his PlayStation. Like it was like his birthday. On his birthday.
Yeah, he was like, I said my birthday. Fuck you, Sony.
And it blew my mind. And it wasn't just him, it was a ton of people were revolting about how Sony had betrayed their trust, betrayed their loyalty. And I was sitting there like, huh? There's still games for your PlayStation, right? Like, exclusivity doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can still play your game. No one's stopping you from playing game. No one's stopping you from playing TV game.
No. The motive for porting the game aside, that's not what I'm concerned about. I'm more concerned about the reaction of the fanboys.
Well, that's the thing. They think that they can't play it the same way anymore.
Yes, but dude, Death Stranding. I am excited for it to come to PC. I'm going to buy it again.
I can't wait to play it on PC.
You know what? We're here. We're here on Death Stranding again. Here we are, boys.
Death Stranding is eternal, sir.
let me give you guys like the background to Death Stranding. We might as well just talk about it.
Doom Eternal?
we
What's
can.
that? It's Death Stranding is eternal.
Like this month, like old news. Death Stranding. I mean, we can all agree that Metal Gear Solid 2 predicted the post 9/11 world, where we entrust all of our rights to shadow orgs and surveillance, and of course, global wars, private military contractors. You name it, you got it. It's part of a war economy. Death Stranding, hey, predicted the Corona crisis. Congratulations, the Corona pandemic has hit. Everyone is isolated, and we have delivery men keeping us connected. We have to be connected on the chiral network, if you will, to communicate with each other. We're on the chiral network right now. I'm speaking to you, the viewer, through the chiral network. Death Stranding was prophetic. And all the people that were complaining about Death Stranding, well, they're eating fucking crow now, or at least whatever crow they could get off their windowsill, because there's fucking coronavirus outside.
Mm-hmm.
There's no food. There's no food. You gotta eat the crow. Assuming the crow doesn't have coronavirus. I mean, bats are sketch. Birds, maybe you can get away with that. Stranding for the PS4. And you ask, just Death Stranding? Well, I wanted to be sure it was a good game first. Let's be clear. If you buy a game, just the basic standard edition, and it's a bad game, you can shrug it off, throw it on the shelf with the other Frisbees, and go on with your life.
Mm-hmm.
After I realized it was a good game, oh man.
But would you dare to say that it was a great game?
It was an amazing game. After spending 3 days straight playing Death Stranding, I made myself physically ill playing this thing. It came at the worst possible time. I actually had time off for like some holiday. So I played many days of Death Stranding. Soaking in the story, the world, the gameplay, all of it. It was such an experience. And so after experiencing that, well, the collector's edition. Can you imagine living in a world where you enjoyed a game but you didn't have the collector's edition? Can't be me. I have the collector's edition of Doom Eternal right now. It's because I knew I'd enjoy Doom Eternal. Imagine how upset I was when I thought I wasn't enjoying Doom Eternal. I was like, I bought the collector's edition this time. I thought it was going to be good. But no,
you got the Doom helmet?
But I bought... Oh yeah, I got the Doom helmet. I didn't put it on, because who does that? You don't put that on. But, there's edition. And then I went a step further, and I got the PS4 Pro Death Stranding console. Which is very nice. I've never owned a PS4 Pro. I have no use for those specs. But it was a Death Stranding edition. So yeah, I grabbed that too. It goes to show, at least, maybe it just does discredit against me, right? Clearly I'm a good consumer. Buying all this merc. I found a video game that I enjoyed. And I was so passionate about it that I decided to, consume all the product. Standard edition first. Out of caution.
Mm-hmm.
Realize Hideo Kojima was not insane. Or rather, he's insane, but when he's free to express his insanity, we get a good game. Verifying that, fully indulged. As Edgy said, I enjoyed video games. And in enjoying video games, I committed some of my disposable income. Collectibles. I don't know whether to be ashamed or not. But I do know when it comes out for the PC, I'm going to buy it for the PC as well. I want those Steam Achievos. I want people to see how many hours I can plug into Death Stranding.
Hopefully all of it.
I'm sure this next playthrough of Death Stranding will be even smoother. Because now I know where things are. I know the paths through the mountains to take. I know what rocks to not jump my bike off of. So I don't crush my balls against the seat and the bike explodes. Suboptimal, as you can imagine.
But you know what the
God, it was
most
so
important
painful
thing
whenever
is
I did that.
about Death Stranding is it didn't involve crunch. Hideo Kojima never works under crunch, and it shows.
What he wanted.
And that's
No
what
crunch.
Kojima does what Kojima wants, and that's what Konami tried to do. Was they tried to force him to crunch.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid 5, crunch. And it shows. It's not finished.
That's right.
It's not fucking finished. Which is tragic, because I'm sure it could have been a good game. I don't think Metal Gear Solid 5 is a good game, by the way. And it shows.
I don't think anybody thinks that Metal Gear Solid 5 is a good game.
I'm sure there's somebody out there. Is that to say you can't enjoy it? I might as well preempt myself right here. Is that to say you can't enjoy Metal Gear Solid 5? No. By all means, enjoy Metal Gear Solid 5. It's got good gameplay. The gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 5 is criminally sharp. More embarrassing that they didn't let Kojima finish.
Yes.
Because Death Stranding a finished game from start to finish was beautiful. I know I'm using the word beautiful, but that's the only way to describe Death Stranding as a complete game. It provided me so many days of entertainment. And I'd probably be playing it right now if I didn't feel ashamed putting so much time into it. I'm not kidding. When I put too much time into a game, sometimes I drop it. I have to. Like, what was it? Those survival games like DayZ and Rust? I'm sure I could dump hours into those games.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, you can dump hours into a game. But...
Well, I'm just saying, your work can be undone in like 2 seconds. I logged back into Rust. My base is gone. Damn, why did I invest all that time? Oh, man, I logged into DayZ and somebody shot me in the back of the head while I was loading. Damn. What did I gather all that gear for? But then there's games where it's like the time investment can almost get embarrassing. Other people play Rust. I will watch videos of Rust because that's entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Watching, was it Waylon? Watching Waylon narrate stories in Rust, that's great. But me? No. Not voluntarily. 400 hours in Stardew Valley. Like, I'm sure Stardew Valley is like, oh, man, I have it too. But I didn't get into it because I recognize that is such a time sink. I could probably lose myself to Stardew Valley and never be finished. That's the worst part. You can never be finished.
Oh,
there's always something else to harvest, something to improve. It's like just like Death Stranding.
Yeah, saying it's just a game is a weak mindset. As our good friend Ninja would say, it's a weak mindset.
A weak mindset. Being content with a game.
Being completely okay with.
Why are you not angry? Why are you not angry that somebody killed you? It's like, oh no, man, it's just a game.
Yeah, like we'll make it.
On the note of Ninja. On the note of that quote, I guess we didn't get to talk about it because it probably happened during the woods. But Team Fortress 2.
Yes.
2. Can you play Team Fortress 2 angry?
I mean, you can, but should you?
Can. But will that make you an optimal killing machine? No. The answer is no. And I say that as a pyro who has had some people try to set me off. And, sometimes somebody will taunt me. They'll talk some shit. And I'll think it'll get in my head. And at that point, the adrenaline pops. And it's awful. Imagine being angry at a game. Because that is one of the worst experiences you could ever have. You should be playing a game to relax. I'm dead serious, to relax. You can have a competitive game, that's fine. It's fine to be competitive. Team Fortress 2, in its nature, is competitive. You get splashed by a guy who attacks you from behind and he taunts. You like look and you're like, okay, do I take this personally? No. I killed 4 of his friends on my way here. And he just got me while I was weak and not looking at him. And you keep going. Of course, when I run into him again, my aim might get a little shaky because I want to kill him. I want to kill him. But if I fully dedicate myself to my anger, that's going to fall apart. And to address the chat, how's the WM1 Pyro phase? It was amazing. My WM1 Pyro phase was incredibly ludicrously successful. I killed so many people by flanking alone. I'm dead serious. For years, I didn't reflect anything. You've seen me reflect, Necro. You've seen me do like point blank. Like somebody will look at me wrong, and I'll be like, he's going to fire a rocket. Here comes the reflect. Ping! And the rocket will so much as leave the barrel, and it's already turned around and blown up in their face.
Yeah.
Today, well, I'm going to tell you about 5 years ago. I wasn't doing that. I was hosing people down with the back burner, which gets guaranteed crits from behind. Fucking God. I knew the maps in and out. I knew where people were and what they would be watching. And I would get through and I would clear out rooms by getting behind them. People hated my guts for WM1. And now they hate my guts for being able to reflect. And to be able to use a simple function, to be able to click M2 at the correct timing. People hate my guts for it. And they hate that I can land flares too. It's, ooh.
Sounds
Pyro
like
today is, I'm basically the Doomslayer in Team Fortress 2. It's just cycling through whoever's in front of me to get to the next kill. Until I, of course, unceremoniously die. Happens to everybody. Sometimes you just miss that reflect and then you explode into Gibbs.
Reminds me of the good old days of
competitive
Call of
mode
Duty.
is a joke. Competitive mode is a joke. Pyro is not competitive. That's a very wrong assumption. Pyro only is ludicrously successful in a casual game. I would say casual games are big enough and uncoordinated enough that in the chaos, a Pyro can be successful. A Pyro is not successful against an organized team. Pyro is not successful in competitive play. There's people who have ideas of competitive meta, of how a Pyro should conduct themselves, and those people are frankly idiots.
In the workplace.
I use in the workplace, idiots in Minecraft.
Oh boy.
Flamethrower. I use the flare gun. I use the. Did I switch out the power jack? No, I use the power jack still. I don't play meta, and I harvest soldiers with their great unusuals, Australian rocket launchers, and pocket medics, and I love it. Oh, I savor it. I savor it. Because even when people are aware of what I'm doing, once they're like, okay, that dude reflected me, he's passed 2 times, I'm just not going to feed him a rocket. The game's not over yet. I can still put him on fire. I can still hit him with flares. I can still outmaneuver him. Because Pyro, talk about when it comes to Pyro in Team Fortress 2. They'll talk about comboing weapons. They'll talk about shoving dildos up your ass.
Of course,
But they won't talk about movement. They won't talk about how a lot of the Pyro's success is using the fact that it's the 3rd fastest class in the game. Yes, it's not particularly fast compared to the Scout and Medic, but it's just fast enough that it doesn't need, stupid rocket jumps or sticky jumps to get around the map. But more importantly, it can quickly close or outflank the enemy and even mind game them. Movement alone. Like a heavy, in a perfect world, you shouldn't be able to kill the heavy with a Pyro. Pyro has the lowest DPS in the game. It's just true facts. The flamethrower is awful. But if you can maneuver in such a way that you can confuse the heavy as you jump his ass, sometimes I jump them from the front. And yeah, that's suicidal. But if you jump at them,
You make their aim swing, and you hit them with an air blast. You kind of disorient them a little bit. Suddenly, that heavy that was spun up and ready to mow you down is in a panic. He doesn't know what's going on, but you do. With your flare gun and kill his medic, and he mows you down. But the point is, you got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Because he's not going to make a push anytime soon. The medic's dead. And that's if you didn't hose the heavy down.
Mm-hmm.
Only possible by not being angry.
Yeah.
You lose.
Yeah,
That's
if you're angry at any game, you lose.
Any game.
Now, can you be mad after you lose? Of course.
Kind of.
You can be
Team
you can be
Fortress 2.
seething in such a way.
When I lose, I am simply disappointed. Sandwich. Dude. I'm sorry, this triggered a flashback. I caught a heavy out of position. And he had his sandwich out.
Oh, that's right.
He threw his sandwich out for, I think, his medic. They didn't know I was there. Again, I closed with them so quickly. They didn't know I was there yet. The sandwich out for his medic. And I grabbed the sandwich as I was hosing them down. It was entirely purposeful. And I was so high off myself when I killed them both. And they were very unhappy in chat. They were very unhappy. Disappointed if a match doesn't go your way. Because again, casual, I shouldn't say casual Team Fortress 2. That's incorrect. The divide between casual and competitive only happened kind of recently. And even then, nobody plays the competitive mode. All casual mode is now is just it's a quick match system.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically speaking, when you were playing Team Fortress 2 before these features came about, you were joining random servers anyway. Team Fortress 2 was never not casual. In a way. Not from the perspective of, oh, it has a competitive mode. I call it competitive because the nature of having a red and blue team battling each other for an objective is competitive. That's what I mean when I say competitive. Team Fortress 2 is a competitive game that can be enjoyed casually. And for the most part, everybody that plays Team Fortress 2 is enjoying it casually. At least to talk about my success as a casual pyro, I had people trying to recruit me for their competitive teams, but that's not how pyro plays, guys. I'm glad they respect me. They were very good soldiers, by the way, very good soldier mains. I'm glad they respect me, but no, I can't join your team. I'm not going to babysit your medic. That's what pyro does in competitive. Pyro in competitive is nothing like pyro in normal casual play.
Oh man, okay, so DSP. I guess that's the next thing, right?
Oh, we got the PS5 because we're talking about video games as we.
Oh, PS5.
As we do.
Oh my god.
So
Necro, what do you know about the PS5?
I know that the Sony fanboys hate it.
Well, no. You watched the video. You were
I did.
told of the design philosophy behind the PS5.
I was.
The specs of the Xbox Sex. Parents, what can you tell me about the PS5?
The PS5 is, I think it's graphically, it's going to be about the same, if not better. The thing that they're touting the most is SSD. That was pretty much the entire presentation was SSD. This SSD is faster than any consumer grade whatever you can buy right now. And it's in tandem with AMD, which is a brand that's kind of known for being behind on technologies if you're hardware.
Okay, PC gamer. AMD has definitely been producing the graphics for these last few gens of consoles. So I don't know.
And they've been behind every single time. Well, more of the problem that comes in for consoles nowadays is the CPU. So they used to use in the Xbox 360 and the Xbox 360 and the PS3, they would use PowerPC as an architecture, as opposed to what they use now, which is AMD and AMD Jaguar, which is their processors that they were using for the Xbox One and the PS4. Those are outdated already.
I mean, it makes sense when you're on the drawing boards for a console that you'll release in like a year or 2 years. It makes sense the CPU would pretty immediately fall behind.
Yep, and when they came out with these consoles, they were already woefully underpowered. And that was because of technology at the time and then also the recession. So,
but how does this SSD help us own the Xbox?
So the reason that this owns the Xbox Series X is that the Xbox Series X,
it's the Xbox Sex.
The Xbox
Get it right.
Sex, the Sex box, if you will. You have to buy proprietary hardware for it. So you have to buy their version of an SSD.
I'm sorry, I gotta address the chat. What do you mean backwards compatibility? Yep,
Well,
never heard of it. That's Sony's answer to backwards compatibility.
Yeah, they don't. Well, they said that they were gonna have like games for backwards compatibility. I don't have any idea.
Well, they'll have backwards compatibility with the PS4.
Yes.
And even on the presentation, they said they were testing the top 100 most played games. They were still testing it. So it seems they figured out how to play PS4 games. Expected because the architecture is pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
If it didn't play PS4 games, I'd be very worried. I'd be like, "Are you kidding me? Like, how can you not play PS4 games? It's basically a laptop at this point. Come on, please." Off the shelf AMD parts. How does it not run on a PS5?
Well, the other thing about the PlayStation 5 is that they have essentially said you can buy any SSD and it'll run your PS5. And so you don't have to buy proprietary hardware. You can buy any M.2 solid state drive. The supported list of them, which would probably be your big.
I'm pretty sure they said you should be keeping an eye on what they actually support.
Right, because they only support certain ones, and I would assume like Seagate, Kingston, Western Digital, those types of brands, but not like your weird.
Our boy on the stage, what he described was that there are SSDs of unusual dimensions.
Yes.
That would not fit in the PS5. So you are going to have to purchase a Sony-approved SSD that will fit in your PS5. So you say it's compatible with any SSD. It's not necessarily the case. Unless you want to do some modding of the case.
Yeah.
Take apart your PS5.
Yeah, the M.2s, they said that there's a supported list, but it'll probably end up being most of them because M.2s they're almost the exact same, all of them.
As long as you get the space.
Yeah, as long as
Tell me about the teraflops.
The teraflops, they did bring that up in this presentation.
How many we got?
Well, they said that teraflops don't necessarily equal what people think that they do. So,
excuse me?
So, computing power and all of these different things, they have to do with your teraflops. That's how they get this equation. So like this, where you can see the GPU frequency capped at 2.23 gigahertz, all this technical jargon. But with the CPU and the GPU and your power control and everything that's in your system on chip, it gives you a teraflops. And on paper, it's supposed to be able to do X. But when you do real life, like video games, that's not necessarily what's going to come out.
2.23 gigahertz. No. This can't be happening. You're in charge here.
You know the Sony people latched on to teraflops when the PS4 came out.
Uh-huh.
I'm
And
pretty
the
sure
Xbox.
the bone. I'm pretty sure the bone had less flops.
Yeah, when they first came out, they didn't talk about teraflops at all. But
Oh,
now
they
it's a
totally did.
buzzword.
And now it doesn't matter. Now it doesn't matter. Delete this.
Delete. But yeah, that's the thing about the PS5. They went through a whole bunch of technical stuff. They were supposed to have this presentation at GDC.
Tell me what it looks like.
It's apparently, well, at least the dev kit looks like this weird V shape. I don't really quite know how to explain it.
Pizza heater. Okay, so Drax has an important question. Yeah, don't understand the technical talk. I don't understand the technical talk either. I think it's well above my head. Teraflops, more like flippy floppies. All I want to know is if I'll be able to play my big anime titty games on the PS5. Oh yeah, Drax, no. Anime titty games
those
were
are banned.
Banned. Yeah, those are banned late into the PS4's life. You're not going to see those anymore. However, I'll tell you where you can get the anime titties.
You can get them on PC and
Bizarrely.
Nintendo Switch. Virtually everywhere that's not Sony.
I'm just saying, Nintendo Switch PC Alliance. And this is as someone who owns a Death Stranding PS4 Pro. If anything, it shows I just never cared about the PS4. Collecting limited consoles just to play Death Stranding. Just Death Stranding.
Only Death Stranding.
I'm not kidding. Like, I'm pretty sure the last thing I played on the thing was Death Stranding for 3 days. And after that, I was like, oh, well, that's done. It is.
Yeah, that
Gotta save all this energy for Steam. Presentation. Oh, great audio. It's got a dedicated audio chip.
Yeah, like most modern PCs.
At this point, I knew the Xbox was finished. Look at that. Hundreds of advanced sound sources.
Yeah, they did talk about ray tracing.
Ooh, very nice. It's got ray tracing.
The thing that everyone has been clamoring for. I don't know. The ray tracing, there's not really a need for it. Not in my opinion.
Well, forever. It's just a question of employing it effectively. And it's like, I really don't care for it. Like, whatever. I'm sure it looks amazing, but disable in games. Guess what features I turn off, or what features I modify when I play a game.
Not ray tracing.
It's definitely not ray tracing. I turn off motion blur for one thing.
Yeah.
Motion blur goes away. You know what else goes away? Sorry, I don't need parts of my screen to get blurry when I'm looking at, an object. It's depth of field. I'm sure it's technically impressive to calculate. I want a nice, sharp, clear image that's true to life and doesn't have depth of field. I'm sure we could say, no, but depth of field is realistic. No, dude, I'm playing a video game. I'm looking at a whole screen. Like, why does the character's eyes focus when I'm focused on the screen? Just let me take in the scenes. Don't blur it.
Well, you can't do that because the developers want you to play the game that way.
Oh, they got to play it a certain way, or otherwise it's not the real experience. Damn.
Yep, that's
Think
essentially
of all
the
the
whole
crunch they have to go through to put in all those features. So sad. Actually, can't hear that guy. I have the video muted. I just know all of this entire presentation is just marketing tech speak It's when you put the engineer on the pedestal and you have him spout off a bunch of technical shit, and everyone's just like, "Yeah, it sounds powerful. Yeah."
Well, you can go to the comments to see what people have been saying, but it's like this is what they've been doing is studying all of this ray tracing technology. And as you can see, they disabled the chat replay for this premiere because a lot of it was pretty toxic. But like I said,
gamers again. The gamers are demanding stuff. Ugh.
the comments are surprisingly positive to have so many dislikes. 114,000 dislikes to 303,000 likes because they didn't show games. They didn't talk about anything besides technology. And
anyone else here worried about the PS5? I mean, they haven't shown anything yet.
I don't think they ever will. Well, not yet anyways.
Yeah,
but this whole this video, this premiere that they had was a deep dive into the PS5 system architecture. But this was meant for GDC, the Game Developers Conference. So this wasn't going to be filled with anything that were games or anything like that. This was a presentation that they pre-recorded since obviously coronavirus. And this is what they came up with.
Everybody, I'm not going to say everybody knows this, but it's like, man, they really shouldn't have put this online.
They really not.
If anything, they really should not have, because all this is again just technical engineering stuff that the average person, nah, don't care, bro. Wow, I sure didn't ask.
Don't care, didn't
SSDs.
ask. Plus, you're an engineer.
Get back in the lab and build me a PS5.
It's right. Just give me the fucking system now, and we'll be fine. But that's what this is.
An Xbox X.
But that's why the PS5
I can
is terrible.
I can bin my Xbox One, and I can get an Xbox X. Isn't that great?
Mm-hmm.
I can finally, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the shell shocker of the stream. I can finally, just follow me on this. I can finally have sex. After all my life, have sex. And here we are. I'm finally going to have sex. Xbox sex.
Xbox sex.
Beautiful. Soft.
I think that they're onto something here.
Have Xbox sex, incel.
Acquire Xbox sex. See, you got the acquire your Jirachi. Congratulations. But
again, I must emphasize there's two types of people in this world. People who have a Jirachi, people who don't.
This is correct.
There's a lot of people who don't have it. They're incels. It's fucking disgusting. Imagine playing Pokemon and calling yourself a Pokemon fan, but you don't have a Pokemon Coliseum bonus disc Jirachi. You don't have the Jirachi from Pokemon Go. Imagine. It couldn't be me.
I don't think it was anyone. There's not a lot of people.
So many incels.
There's a lot of them. But that's why we're here. We're gonna stop that nonsense. It stops here.
To shame all of you into acquiring Jirachi. It's that easy.
I think one day we will all have our own Jirachi. Unfortunately, I don't play Pokemon or Pokemon Sword and Shield because those games are woefully crunch. And
Drax is in a perfect position to play Pokemon Emerald. He hasn't played a game since Gold, so now he can introduce himself to 3rd gen.
I played
complete the Hoenn Dex
and Ruby.
And enjoy everything the region of Hoenn has to offer.
I played Ruby. That's
Hell
the last
yes.
Pokemon game I played. The difference between a Virgin and a Chad is just the size of their Jirachi collection. So you
Absolutely
would agree
true.
that statement is very, very true?
I did pay the tax for Pokemon Home, and I transferred all of my event Jirachis into Pokemon Home.
Very nice.
I have officially gone global with my Jirachis. Confined to a cartridge. Now they have been released unto the world. They're in the cloud. Not just in the Pokemon Bank, but in Pokemon Home, which is going to be the online service going forward. I made it. Pokemon is the sufferer of crunch these days. Brutal crunch. I don't think those early games, there's no way those early games were crunched. Can't imagine. The third gen had stuff that wasn't used. It does have stuff in the data left over.
Oh,
But it was made to give, I guess, context for Ruby Sapphire. They were made to kind of be like launch titles for the GBA. They wanted it to be available really early on in the GBA's life. So maybe there was a little bit of crunch. Maybe? Question mark? Who knows? I just know I got a great game out of it.
yes.
But now we skip to today.
I saw
I have to buy an expansion pass?
I saw your failure today on stream.
What?
I saw your failure today on stream. I saw it
No. What are you talking about?
in the tower,
You made that up
sir.
yourself.
I don't lie.
Oh, okay.
I don't lie, sir. I saw it.
A lot
I
of
synced
smugness for somebody talking out of their ass.
It. I synced it.
Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Chat. Look at the absolute state of Necro right now. He's making shit up. Slander my reputation. Imagine claiming to watch Comfortable Jeans stream on Twitch.tv.
On Twitch.tv, yes.
Making claims despite not watching.
This
Last I checked, you were somewhere in the jungle. You saw nothing.
That again.
Here, let's watch it together, chat. You have it?
Armaldo, a god. No, what's happening?
Easy.
What are you doing?
This is it. You see this, chat? This was the failure I spoke of. Where the Machamp came out.
You're not allowed to do
This is
this.
the most ideal matchup I've ever seen.
No, turn off.
I saw this happen to
This
me
can't be
live.
happening. I'm in charge here.
Why do I keep thinking ghost types?
The Machamp's gonna get his ass beat.
Look at
Look,
this.
watch the shadow ball.
The
Look,
shadow
look at this
ball.
shit.
Yes.
Am I retarded for thinking fighting?
I'm also
types
on the
are
delay,
spooked
but-
by ghosts?
There's a little bit.
It's fake. Turn it off.
Watch this not fake news right here. You see this?
Dude. Armaldo's gonna get a crit, and it's gonna be a win. Big
Oh, look,
W.
you had confidence too.
Oh, just damage.
No, dude, I'd roll that fucking dice.
You
You ever watch gambling anime? Gambling anime is a terrible influence.
You said Amaldo's gonna come out here and he's gonna just get the crit, and that's gonna be it.
You know what you
said-
did? You know what you did? You missed out. You missed out on the other two times Armaldo clutched 2 Pokemon at a time.
Yeah.
Armaldo is a god.
Apparently not today.
If you don't believe Necro,
Machamp
No, Necro.
wiped out
You didn't-
3.
you didn't see
Look at
what me
Armaldo
and
right here.
Edgy did. Edgy
Oh my god. those
Edgy
fucking
saw
stupid
an Armaldo
waves, too.
rise up from its humble fossil Pokemon origins and
Right here.
fuck some Pokemon up.
Chat,
Nothing
this is
under
it.
pressure.
The saddest part. Right before we end stream, this is the saddest part.
Here we go, boys. Armaldo is going to have to punch out a Machamp.
Does it make you happy?
I don't
Is
know
this
how
is
this
this what
going to turn
is this
out.
what gamers do to each other?
We had a
You're just
surprise
gonna like
weakness
do that
to
to me
fighting.
on stream?
Wait,
Do that to my credibility?
break. Look it. You had him. You had this dude. To be fair, you had it.
Look at this crit! Look at the crit!
And you used sleep.
should have used knockoff at least
Armaldo.
once, I suppose.
Was a champion.
We gotta roll for the crits. Roll for the crits.
You gotta roll for the crit.
Come on, Armaldo.
Roll for that motherfucking crit.
It was in search of the almighty crit.
Armaldo earlier in the stream.
Look
had
at
done such
now.
feats
Look now.
twice. He
now
did it
look.
twice before. It was amazing.
He has virtually no health left. Had this not landed, you would have had him.
So close. The disappointment is palpable.
I'll never forget that. The disappointment
Son of a bitch.
is
Of course you
palpable.
finished it.
I remember that will be forever etched into our history books as the moment that Armaldo just couldn't pull through with the clutch.
So killed the Machamp twice over, practically. If it wasn't
Yes.
for rest, Armaldo had killed that thing twice over. A bug rock type of its humble origins as a fossil.
This
As a
is
thing-
Edgy said this
as
is
a
edited
thing-
footage.
Thank you, Edgy. Thank you, Edgy. Appreciated. Necro went through great lengths to come up with this menagerie.
Look, even the chat is over on the side where you were at. It says huge F. Uh-oh.
Really, you made up some. You HTML edited some chat too.
Inspect tooled it.
Inspect tooled it.
Inspect tooled it. Wait, can you even
Let us
inspect
do-
tool chat? Hang on. Wait, how do
Sure, I don't see why not.
you how do you inspect tool chat? I don't think you can. No.
You guys are all encouraged to follow the stream. Stream Pokemon apparently. Love Jirachi, as you can see from the side banners.
That's right.
That's,
Oh,
that's
that's
where I
right.
spend most of my time. Necro, he lives on the underworld of Anitube, stalking poor Anitubers.
Mm-hmm. And right now we're gonna stalk poor DSP
I just-
after the stream.
Poor DSP.
Darks to fill. Do you see this art? The stolen art that he has that people
Oh
have
my
made for
God.
him?
Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, well he's got his fans.
Now he has a. So before we end the stream, I do gotta at least. I have to at least bring this up. DSP is the reverse ethot. So most men, they pay money to see women undress, right? On twitch.tv or
Yes.
on other websites. They pay money for women to undress. Well, people pay DSP his tips goal, $100, to wear clothes. So when he hits the tips goal, he gets his vest out. And then he wears the vest.
What?
And if you double the tips goal to $200, then he will wear his cowboy hat.
Bruh.
So you pay him to put money, you put clothes on. He's figured it out.
Oh, okay. So I know this is a side thing. I checked Twitter. I checked my Curious Cat, and sure enough, I'm being persecuted.
For not having Jirachi, I'm
being,
telling him it's a lie.
No, for being a gamer.
Oh.
Yo, how are you with your girlfriend? Besides you, it's like, oh, that's great. No, that's wonderful. The face with no girlfriend. It's real.
Half-Life Alex?
Oh God, DSP's playing.
No, he's playing Minecraft. This is Dr. Lupo.
Huh.
Dr. Lupo is playing. DSP doesn't
Half-Life
believe
Alex,
in
by the way.
VR.
I do intend to play Half-Life Alex.
I have my HTC Vive. I literally just have to buy the game.
Well, I ordered an index. Obviously, it hasn't shipped yet, so I haven't really bought one
Boy,
yet.
it probably
but
won't even
I ordered
arrive.
one. Hopefully, it arrives before the collapse of civilization. But I do have my Oculus Rift. I could be playing it right now, but I want to experience Half-Life Alex as Valve intended, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Valve has been designing this game for years. They've been designing that headset for years. I'm going to say they designed them together because Gabe has talked. He's been in interviews before talking about how shitty VR is. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like the state of it. And that he wants to do something about it. So the Valve Index and Half-Life Alex, to me, represents Valve's vision for VR. And so it's very important to me to have both components. I could play it. I could stop playing Hatsune Miku VR, and I could actually play like this Half-Life Alex game.
See, we could actually have
What?
Scarlet Symphony in VR one day.
Well, you want to do that in VR chat one day?
One day.
I mean, we could. I need to find a Nishikino Maki model, but figure out how to rig it.
Yeah, I gotta.
I'll become the anime girl.
Wait,
Become
what the
the
hell
anime
is this?
girl.
He's not even here. Do you see this? There he is.
Speaking of blinds, I was just
What?
in my bedroom, and I look at the blinds, and Jasper has been chewing
What?
the cord to the blinds, and it's about to break.
God, he's gone. It's a chair stream.
Oh my god. But yeah, this. Don't worry. You guys can go watch the DSP stream. I would recommend that you don't watch it on here. You should go to the Almighty Tevin on YouTube. Great streamer. Really, he knows the DSP lore in and out, and he is a good person to watch. But I don't think we have anything.
Seems with that
anything
plug.
left.
Seems with that plug. It seems it's time to wrap up. Yes.
I would say so, and we might. Let's see. Today's Monday. You can do another one this week to catch up on our backlog of things, because Twitter moves at the speed of light, and
It's going to be a very boring week. I don't spend that much time on Twitter now because it's just, oh my God, it's so exhausting. But I'm sure you'll have many things to share with me when we come back Friday. We're actually going to do Friday, right?
maybe.
Think about it and then not do it like we did
Yes,
this week.
exactly. We're gonna
Just so you guys know, that's what slowed down. That's what slowed down the content production. We're both very shy.
Well, most of it was on my part. I'll tell you off stream, but it's most of it was my fault. my
I
doing.
still should have jumped you about it, but I didn't.
It's fine.
Exceptionally shy. But
I guess
anyways,
that wraps up another
okay, so-
successful week, right?
I'll take us out. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, to the Scarlet Symphony. Thanks for coming to the bar despite the Corona crisis upon us, the Corona apocalypse. Remember to wash your hands. And this has been Necro and Jeans TV.